Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, one and jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate. In the end zone, we don't got no time in the wait. H-Town run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game going to overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine, can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get this a ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. H-Town the home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown, and this is your boy AD, and I got my co-hosts in the building. We got Jules in the building. We got Auntie Swan in the building. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Friday evening?
Doing excellent. How you fellas are
Doing
doing?
well.
Doing great. It's
Doing
always
well.
a great day to be a Houston Texan fan. Shout out to
Definitely.
Al Dickey. What Al D Texas Smoke? Oh, you on that pit, huh? On that pit, got that weather change. Boy, out there on that pit, Al Dickey out there on that pit, man.
Hold up. Are you really on the pit? Because it says AI. It don't say Al. That says
that's Al.
AI. So is that a real pit?
Oh, that's Al. Swan.
It's a real beard.
Yeah. See, I already know. Shout out DQ as
I don't
well.
know. He said AI. I had to
There
check.
ain't no AI. Okay, Swan. But yeah, here we go, man. We back at it again. Coming back from the bye, we took a bye week. We needed a bye week. Yeah, thank you, Al. Thank you, Al. Yeah, I know. Al Dickey is a regular. So yeah, definitely. We took a bye week and we back from the bye week. And we here to talk a little Texan football. And the Houston Texans currently sit at 2-3. Going in to the bye, coming back out of the bye. Playing the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football at 9 p.m. Whoever created this schedule needs to be shot in the foot. Pinky
You think
toe.
so?
Pinky
I
toe.
like the schedule. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Swan.
Can I tell you why? Real quickly.
Go ahead.
Initially, when the schedule was released,
I'll be asleep before the game
I thought
starts.
the NFL hated us because I was like, there's no way I need to buy this early. I need at least week 8, maybe 9. I'm okay with that because last year's week 14 uh was hell, or 13, whatever week it was. However, based on how we started off with the 0-3 and finishing off 2-0, I personally feel like it was an opportunity for a new OC to do some self scouting early to say, okay, let me look what didn't work the first 3 weeks, what worked the last 2 weeks. I don't care that it was the Titans or the Ravens. Also for D'Amico to kind of tighten up some things. Okay, So for me, because we started off behind and we really don't have that much wiggle room because for whatever reason the Colts is on this lucky, streak of winning these close games. I thought it was a good opportunity for them to kind of assess what is working, sorry, and what wasn't. So that's the only reason why now I like the early buy. Otherwise, I am a mid-season bye week kind of girl.
Yeah, I don't think the conversation was when the bye happened.
What he's talking about, the timing and the double headers are just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the time schedule and the double hitters.
Right, but because they were on a bye, if they were playing what they had played just this past week, and then they were playing on Monday night having a short week, I would say I would agree with y'all. But because technically you're going into 11 days since you last played?
15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll be asleep no matter what.
So I'm gonna say this right now. That 9 o'clock game is not for any fan. Like it is not the best because let's be honest, when those games come out at 9 o'clock in college football, USC and BYU and all of them. Everybody be sleep on them game, and they find out and they react and they talk about them the next day.
But you know
Yeah,
Um,
what? That may work for us
the East
because,
Coast be mad.
but
yeah.
according to the masses, we don't play well on prime time. So maybe playing at 9 o'clock when other folks are asleep,
We
maybe
don't
we
play
do
well.
well because I'll give you a game to help y'all out. I know y'all remember it.
Hmm.
2013. Let me take you back. Set the scene. We were playing San Diego Chargers, which was a 9 o'clock game. And the only reason I remember because I was on the West Coast for work. And I technically fell asleep after halftime
Mm-hmm.
with my time clock because we would look like it was one of those. Philip Rivers had us. And I woke up in time for us to go in overtime because Brian Cushing. And
Steroid boy.
we pulled out that game. No, the rest of the season didn't go the way that we wanted. I ain't gonna mention that. However, 9 o'clock game, I think we might be up because that's really a 7 o'clock game.
A
Oh,
Tuesday game.
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm saying it's 9 there, but their bodies are gonna think it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It doesn't affect the players. It affects the fans and the East Coast
Man,
fan
I
football.
don't
It's
care.
like 12 o'clock over
Wait,
there.
hold up. But we worried about the Central Time, folks. Central.
You know, some of
Oh,
us travel for a living time too. And that'll be
we
that'll
ain't
that.
well, we don't count you. We count real
I,
H
mean,
Town folks.
I travel too.
No,
Right, I like regardless. I'll be sleep
hold up.
regardless, so it don't
We
affect me
count
none.
we count
I go
real
on
H
TikTok tomorrow
time
and
folks. It's think
okay,
yes, it is about
okay,
the fans. It is his thing is most of y'all in here, I like that H Town Rundown podcast. What you got, AD? You know, Jules on that
same thing.
flashing. No, but
Yes,
here's the
sir.
thing: the same folks that's complaining about this 9 o'clock game are the same folks that will stay up and watch the Astros play the
Oh
No,
A's and
no.
everybody else.
they be
No,
falling
no, no,
asleep
no.
too
I
quick.
didn't say you. I
Not
said
the
They
the
be,
same.
Rockets, not the Astros,
No,
and not the
but them the
Texans.
same. Hold up, but a big chunk of them the same ones that complain, but be up watching the game. We know this game ain't going to 1 a.m. We ain't got to worry about extra innings. You either go tie, you go win or lose.
Well,
It's one of the
let's talk
three.
about the game then. Let's talk
Yeah,
about the game.
yeah.
go ahead, Juice, because we can talk about the game in a second. But I just looked at the forecast. It is rain
In
scheduled
Seattle.
for that in Seattle.
Yeah,
God forbid there's a rain delay.
there
No,
you
no, no,
go.
no, no. Oh no, they don't have those.
You always gotta add something to it.
No, no, they don't have those there. No, it just rain. You play through it. They don't have them thunderstorms. They just rain. But you know what? I'll take a rain game because you know why? Because that means JSN can't go off. We just gonna
Oh
make
my
that a
God,
run game.
I don't mean nothing, but Jules,
Yeah, dude. Okay, that's Sam Darnold. I'm sorry.
I wanna switch because we can circle back to it, but I do want
Okay.
to talk about
What do you
already.
say? If
it's
Swan just jinxed us, this means it don't end till 1 a.m. Okay, you do understand, do the math.
look.
Overtime. You either tie. This ain't sudden death.
I don't wish this on nobody. What I will say is that there are a few moves the Texans have made, or there are players that have come back during the last few weeks and during the bye week. We got Jalen Reed, who's
Yeah.
been activated off of injury reserve. You have the Nico Autry, who was activated off of PUP. Their 21-day window started.
Hmm.
So they've been back at practice the last 2 weeks. And they were at practice today, as well as I think it's Isaiah Huzzy,
Uh-huh.
um, that he is back at practice. He has a lot of potential as a future cornerback, reserve cornerback for this team. He has a lot of talent. He just tore his ACL, so he's recovering from that. But
Okay.
he's been back at practice. So those are the small news and notes. And the Houston Texans honestly has been in the news and linked to a lot of trades.
Mm-hmm.
Trade deadline is coming up, I think, if I'm not mistaken, November
November
4th.
4th.
Number fourth.
Um, and Jules, our boy Jules wrote an article that's posted today um, on the htownrundown.org. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all check it out. Jules, what's about this trade deadline and these trade targets with the Houston Texans?
Well, it's all about trying to find a spark and trying to find a way to fix it since we dug us a hole. And running back area position has always been a question. I'm not a big fan of DP or Dario, and with Joe Mixon being a mystery, when he come back, if he come back, and what happened to him. A lot of fans are trying to charm and say, should we trade for a back? So there's 4 or 5 backs that have some potential that can actually help us, and some are just a depth piece that can boost the room up. So I made a small article about Bryce Hall, Ford,
Reese.
Jalen Wright, and just some other guys that and my personal favorite, Mr. 1200, Devin Singletary.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, for a depth piece, I mean, if I can get him bet over a DP, I'll be fine. And that's the situation. Is not just so there's 2 guys that can bolster and be a clear number one, even if Nick Chubb and Woody Marcus is here. But there's 3 other guys that just elevate the room. So because like people say, it's they're 4 and 5, but when they're there, their snaps count. And these guys on our roster, their snaps don't really count. They kind of throwaway snaps. And for a team that's fighting to get back into contention, everybody has to play at the level. And I believe if they make one of those 3 trades, one of them guys are gone, and that also boosts your room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you see the Texans making a trade? Um,
I really don't. I don't really think that we're a big trade guys in the history of the organization during the season.
mhm.
Um, my first thing is Bob. Even if either article I read is even if they want to trade, is the O line strong enough to value a trade and give up capital? And if it's for Brees Hall, it's not only for players, also for draft picks and money because there's no point doing a rental for a running back. So, are you set at O line as you are to make that financial trade to go forward? I'm up in the air about the situation. I would mind because Chris Roy was
Yeah, I was gonna say Breeze.
Brees Hall.
He
Man,
was one of mine. He was one of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
man.
And you see the potential, but you see the injuries, and you clout the whole production being the Jets fans, but say, hey, the offense been horrifying since the day they drafted him, and they really couldn't get the potential because the O line been bad or the quarterback's been bad. So it's he's a very intriguing player. He has a talent, he has speed. He doesn't really have a lot of the wear and tear that you think that he would have after being 4 or 5 years because he's been hurt or he's been held back a little bit. So is he worth a big contract? I don't think he's gonna get the Barkley contract if they do
Oh,
a sign and then they trade him, then they sign for him. I think he might get the mid number, and that's not a real bad thing for us to go forward. So and then you can allow he can mix well with Chubb his power and allow Woody Marks to really come to his own in a very gradual way. So you're not overworking him going forward too. And that's been a nice 1-2 punch for years to go for the next 2-3 years.
Hmm.
okay.
I'm all for it. I'm all for adding, more talent to this
Right.
Hmm. So,
roster. So
so there are only 2 players I'm willing to trade for from
Hmm.
a running back standpoint. Uh, Brees Hall is one.
Hmm.
Uh, and Alvin Kamara is the
Alvin.
other.
I got him too.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara,
So,
he's not what he used to be, but he will definitely fit in as a running back committee with
right. See,
Chubb
I guess I think is
Wood.
that I'm not looking for. This is just me.
Hmm.
There is not a running back. There is not a, and I'm just partial. And you and I will feel the same about this person, but There is not a Brees Hall out there. I mean, a Bijan Robinson out there
Oh no.
that we could trade for. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Um, if you're looking for that guy, he's not out there.
Mm-mm.
Now, I'm partial, and it's only because I have folks that are USC fans. And so I knew about Woody Marks long before we drafted him.
Mm-mm.
But I've, until I see it, I've given up on the Joe Mixon is going to show up before December. And we need somebody before December. We need October to get me into December to take over the division. I believe in Woody Marks being that guy. And he has the three elements that I love about him. He's not the guy that we had once upon a time back in the day. I won't mention his name, but y'all know who he is. Because when you put names on folks, folks they can be saying that's who they are. But uh, he can receive, he can run, and pass pro. And we only had one guy that was special like that
Mm-hmm.
in our history. But I would like to see more him,
Correct.
Woody Marks, with Chubb being getting his touches because I want Chubb to be available in December and getting me in playoffs because I think that's where that experience and so forth will come into play. So I rather take the younger guy and use his legs more. I would love to trade for Brees Hall
Mm-hmm.
or Alvin Kamara because I think the versatility of them would help the
Hmm.
offense. It would also help the O line. It helps CJ. So I'm fine with that. Is the compensation because we
Right.
need to draft a running back to go with Woody. And my thing is that I don't know if we will be bringing back Mixon next year. So
I
if
wouldn't.
we would have to pay Brees, because somebody's gonna have to pay him something.
Correct.
And now, even if you're putting incentives because he's had an ACL and he's had the injury prone issues, and based on what I've seen and based on Jets, he got some vision issues. He does at times, but I really think it's the Giant. I mean, sorry, the Jets more than it is really the offense.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to let Mixon go into the sunset, I could take that money I was paying him. I could cut Schultz, take that money. Hold on, I've been playing with the math. I could take that money and use that to pay him. Uh,
Bryce. Brees.
right,
Yeah.
Brees. So yeah, you could figure out a way to pay him if he is showing you those dividends and so forth between when you traded for him. Alvin Kamara, it's because of the fact of who his quarterback is, and they got some whole other issues.
Well,
But
like
you put him on that team.
Emax said Alvin said he not leaving the Saints. So
No,
Well,
no, I
that's
heard him say he not leaving, but depending
yeah,
upon what a team offers,
yeah.
uh, it's a possibility.
There's
I'm just
there's
saying those
there's
two,
a lot of players saying they're not leaving nowhere and they still get
right?
traded.
Right. But I'm saying is those are the two guys I'm willing to give up some compensation for
Mm-hmm.
because they're not truly rentals. I know they can contribute and would change the offense. Everybody else, I'm a little gun shy because we still need to see what this old line is going to be, and I don't want to give up first and second round, even
Oh
fourth.
no.
We got two. What we got? What we have 2 seconds and 2/4 because we got
Mm-hmm.
or one of them we got two of them. I know we got 2/4. I don't want to give up too much capital for a rental if you're not going
Mm-hmm.
to re-sign them. I don't want to be in a situation where we are with, Diggs from last year.
And that's exactly what I said in the article about each potential one, especially especially Hall. If it have to be a long term situation, it's not good enough for a rental. And Al Kamara is good enough to be a committee back for this year and next year until his contract goes up. So those two are and they fit the system very well to go forward.
Right.
But anybody else, you getting a first round pickup for
Yeah,
them
I'm
second
not. Yeah,
tier.
I do a
There's nothing like that.
fifth,
Yeah,
but I'm
there's
not trying to
nothing
give
shit
up that
wrong.
fourth round pick, fourth and up. I'm not trying to give up for a running back. I'm not
So
Correct.
saying there are
I,
other
I'm
positions
a,
I'm
I'm
not going to make
gonna
that sacrifice for, but uh,
I'm just
for
gonna
running
be
back,
honest. I'm just gonna
huh?
be honest right now. Whenever it comes to the trade deadline, you're not. Whenever a player gets traded at the trade deadline, nobody's ever getting traded for their full maximum value.
Mm-mm.
So if a player is valued as saying I'll trade a third or I'll trade a second for him, in actuality and reality, they getting traded for a fifth, sixth, seventh round pick. Like that in the trade deadline, I think it's been rare that you've seen players get traded for like first and second round picks at the trade deadline. It's usually third, and that if it's a third round pick, they're like all pro. Not I won't say all pro because all pros don't get traded, but Pro Bowl level type players, game changing players get
Yeah, I
traded for
need
third.
immediate impact guys.
Right, they
You
Right.
know,
get traded for thirds. You're talking about like a Brees Hall, Alvin Kamara. You're not giving up any more than a fifth or sixth round pick for those guys, respectfully. And
I
that's
think
and
Breeze, because
that's
of his age, you can get a
it,
four,
I'm telling you,
and
Swan, the fact that he's not playing there, he's not seeing the field, and they need somebody back there, and he's not playing. I'm I'm just being honest. Like
right.
you can lift it up and you can say, "Oh, I can see him because of this, and that." At
But
the
here's
end of the
why I
day,
say that. But
people,
here's why I say that is we're not betting against ourselves. We are. This is a crazy season for both conferences because there is no just truly separators. Anybody that's just dominant. You got what, 3, 5, and 1 teams, but nobody just really just dominant. So I'll give you example. Andy Reid will throw a second at the Giants because that's no. Hear what I'm saying? I
I
could
hear
see
you.
them doing that because his second typically is usually at the bottom of the draft. So if you think, because based on what they're going through, I can see him throwing a second or third at the Jets because you're trading in conference. So you're gonna pay a little bit more to someone out of
Uh,
conference. So I'm just saying, this is my
Yeah,
opinion.
I understand, and I'm gonna give you an equivalent to what you're saying. Like throwing the same throwing, he's throwing a second round pick for Brees Hall is basically saying I'm trading. Let's say Larry Tunsil was traded or whatever. If we didn't trade him in the offseason, we traded him during the season. That's the equivalent of saying we traded Larry Tunsil to the Commanders, and they gave us 2 first round picks and a second and a fourth during the trade deadline.
Right, but I'm saying this because of
But I'm saying like listen to that value compared to what he actually got traded for. Like that
but
is,
we're not the Chiefs yet. I'm saying this with them, they
even if
can
it's
get
the
away with
Chiefs,
it. But I'm saying this, Andy Reid doesn't care about the picks because for them, they have never since Mahomes has been there as the starter. They have never
Mm.
played in a game less than the championship game. If they throw away a late second round pick,
it's
or
still a set regardless if it's a late second or whatever, it's still a second round pick.
but they
Brees
don't.
Hall,
But I'm saying this, but for them,
I understand what it is, what they may perceive it as, whatever like that. It is a idiotic trade for Kansas City, regardless of what that pick is, regardless of where they view that pick is going to be. If you trade a second round pick for a Brees Hall,
folks will
that
champion them and tell them that was a great trade. Yes, they will
no.
because it's them. They
Hold
can get
on.
away with what we
Go
can't
ahead,
get
dude.
away with.
Go ahead.
I'll give you
Hold
example.
on.
No,
Go ahead,
let
Swan.
me say this. I'll give you example. I wanted quote unquote Josh Simmons. I know many of us have said no, that injury, you can't take that chance. There are only two teams that could take that chance, and everybody would say, okay, they can do it. It was Eagles and it was them. What happened? They do They draft him. And now he got some personal issues going on, whatever. But I'm just saying, as far as talent wise, folks said they got a steal because of how he was looking performance wise. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, uh,
Look, they need a running
there
back.
One.
there are a few teams that can do it and they can get away with it. There are teams that can't. Most teams can't.
It's
We don't have the luxury
I'm not
to
talking
do
about,
it.
but I'm just saying in general. And when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking in general.
Did he
Like
say
you
we
can,
could get a hello? He come get this DP for a first. Come
hey,
on now, Juan.
hey,
Well,
I'm telling you,
let's
go
talk about
ahead.
that.
Yeah, go
This
ahead.
this is not the baseball trade deadline. This is
Yeah,
not even a basketball trade line. The
right.
NFL trade deadline is mostly smoke and there's no fire.
But the last
It's
few
it,
years, but the last 2 to 3 years, you have seen where it has changed, where it ain't just those simple little low level. It's like, okay, am I making a trade to make a difference? And I think because no one has run away with the conference as a whole, either side, teams are looking to see if I can trade for a difference maker that's going to push me over. Whereas
but
previous
All
years,
right.
you
but
So,
knew who was
there's not haven't
dominating.
been many players that have been traded that actually have pushed our team over.
I'm gonna go down the list because there was 17 trades around this trade deadline last year, right? Khalil Davis was traded from the Houston Texans to the San Francisco 49ers for a 7th round pick. Um, Here you go again. Tre'Davious White was traded from the Rams to the Baltimore Ravens, former All Pro, former Pro Bowler, for a 7th round pick. Then you had Preston Smith, great defensive end, edge player from Green Bay last year, was traded to Pittsburgh Steelers for a 7th round pick. Mike Williams was traded for the Jets from the Steelers, from the Jets to the Steelers for a 5th round pick. And at the time, the Steelers was battered down with injuries and they were desperate, and the most they gave up was a fifth. The Commanders traded for Marshawn Lattimore, and that's one of those players that I said were like game changing players. The Saints only got a 3rd round pick, a third and a fourth for him, and they gave up a fifth for Marshawn Lattimore. Jonathan Mingo went for a 4th round pick, which people said that was one of the dumbest trades for the Cowboys. Period. Khalil Herbert, who's a decent running back, went to the Bengals, a 7th round pick. Zadarius Smith went to the Lions for a 5th round pick and a 6th round pick swap. Uche, the edge, went to the Chiefs for a 6th round pick. That's the Chiefs throwing away picks. DeAndre Hopkins went to the Chiefs for a conditional fifth.
Hmm.
Um, Devontae Adams went to the Jets for a conditional third.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So that is what I'm saying. That was a big time
Okay,
trade.
but people,
So my
but DeAndre Hopkins.
Swan, Devontae
Oh
Adams.
no, no,
Devontae
hold on,
Adams
Devontae.
is a
Don't say this. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Marshawn Lattimore
Zadarius
were
Smith.
thought right. They were thought to be at the time of the trade, not what the result was, but at the time of the trade, folks thought that was going to bolster their rosters.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying is when the announcement was made and how it was talked about, DeAndre Hopkins going to the Chiefs, folks was like, oh man, he doesn't have to be DeAndre Hopkins,
I think so. Hold on, because I don't want to go into the narratives behind it. I just want to go into the straight factual of it is the fact that players, the overall sentiment, and like Jules was saying earlier, I want to piggyback on that. The NBA trade deadline is when you see major trades and you see a lot of picks and all this
Superstars.
stuff, superstars
right.
moving, and you see a lot and you see high draft picks like that getting traded. You don't see in baseball as well in the MLB trade deadline. You see they don't trade picks, they trade prospects. They trade high
Right.
level prospects who they just drafted with high picks. And you see a lot of movement like that at the MLB and the baseball trade deadline. With the NFL, even if you have major moves and you have major players, what my point is, regardless of whoever it is, whatever team in the NFL, a running back, like
Right.
Juan said, a running back
Are devalued.
specifically I don't think any player, regardless of position, quarterback, running back, receiver, whatever caliber at the trade deadline, nobody's trading a second or higher. It's
No,
it
I didn't say no, I didn't
historically.
say first round, but I could see if you think you're in
Swan,
the
but I'm saying
bottom of the
historically, this is
second.
never Swan. You saying something is going to happen that has never happened recently in the last 10, 15 years
Because
historically.
but I'm saying this, but the
This
way that the conferences are right now, everybody is basically one, maybe two games
but
in a
they not about
league.
to give but they're not
But I'm
about to
saying
give up
is,
a second
and
round
if you're
pick.
competing with other teams within the conference and you think that guy may give you a edge,
But then you just say he was a rental.
no, but I'm saying is,
But who again? Brees Hall can have an amazing season with the Chiefs. Guess what happened? He can take them back to the Super Bowl. Guess what happens? He's gone the next year. And guess what
but if
happens
they
to the
get to the
Chiefs?
Super Bowl, then what I'm saying is for
It's
us,
still it's still
we've never even
okay.
been to a conference
All right.
championship.
He going for a second round pick.
I didn't say
Uh,
he was going. I said I could see
but
them throwing
regardless
a
of the
second
fact,
round.
I just feel like anybody that's getting traded in this trade deadline, I don't see anybody getting traded for more than the fifth, sixth, or seventh round pick. The talent is not there. The list of players that are up for trade deadline or being eligible to be traded or potentially being traded aren't big names. These are players that are benched or players that are former talented players, have a lot of talent, but aren't doing well with their current roles and
Are they on a
situation.
team that is underperforming?
Um,
Because right, but I mean, let's face
but
it.
but again, that goes to my point of they're underperforming as well. If the team is underperforming, they're underperforming. And because we need to move on because we got to talk about the
Okay,
game.
got you.
And we dove off in this topic. And it's just the point of the matter is
There's an
the text.
article on the
Yes,
website.
article on the HTownRundown.org. Y'all go ahead and check it out. By Jules, and we talk about the potential. Yes, could the Texans make a move? Honestly, I would rather see the Texans make a trade for a tight end before they do anything with the running back room right now. And that's just me. I personally, David Njoku, if you want to trade for him or something like that, not necessarily saying or whatever. I know one. I see you one. Because Juan mentioned it on
Mhm.
the space earlier, but I agree with him wholeheartedly. Is that the depth for the tight end room right now is piss poor, and so the Houston
Darnell
Texans,
Washington looks nice
Who?
Donnell
for a
Washington.
fifth. For a
Oh
fifth,
hell no, no, that's a lineman. What the hell we talking about?
Hey,
Three
he
we
hundred
can,
are,
at
pound
least he can, at
lineman.
least he can block.
yeah.
Okay, but I mean, we doing that with Blake Fisher.
So yeah, I agree. And Joker's worth the 6th round pick.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I just
I
wouldn't pay too much
yeah.
for him because you
But
got
what thing with Blake Fisher is that he can't go out for a block though. He can't go for a pass.
Mm,
So you're limited.
yeah.
At least Washington can go for a pass.
So regardless of the fact, right now, here we are, we here. And we here in week 7, and that the task at hand is for the Houston Texans to go ahead and take care of business and win this game on Monday night, Tuesday morning, and take care of business and get back to 500.
Yes.
My whole personal philosophy, you get back to 500. We're gonna talk about it again.
it's our division.
You know, I'm gonna say it again that you one game out of first place after this weekend.
Hmm.
Um, so definitely got to take care of business. I want to know what are y'all thoughts about. I know we talked about the Stingley and JSN potential offline. Other than Stingley and JSN as a major matchup, what other matchups do y'all see as potential positives for the Texans, and what'll be a good battle going into that game?
You
Good
wanna go to
battle. I will say a semi concern is Seattle's D line. McDonald. I mean, that defense is good, but most importantly, with their D line, they're are terrorists because that's what I'm calling. I say what they are. They're terrorists only with four. They're not blitzing. He doesn't believe in blitzing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're destroying O lines. Now, obviously, the secondary, uh,
It's pretty good.
Tariq is back, but it's the D line is my concern because here's the thing is, and maybe I'm being a little braggadocious. Their secondary, their DBs, yeah, their cornerbacks fine, but I believe more in my wide receivers. My concern is our O line being able to handle them with them rushing forward. They're not going to rush five, rarely, except for on third down, probably because everybody's figured out on third down, you just sort of blitz and, you can kind of get us. But it's the concern of the pressures that they get with just four. So I want to see that matchup with Kaylee and the fact you were in that division for 2 years. So you've played them four times already. Well, yeah, no, but hold up, no, 8 times. So you played them. No, two, four.
12
Yeah, no,
times.
yeah. So you've played them enough to know what they do. This past year has been McDonald, so you have an experience with him to know how they play. So I want to see that matchup. The other matchups I think will take care of themselves. Because if you can semi pass block, then CJ, I think, will get the ball to the playmakers. Run game wise, uh, I expect to see slightly more Chubb because I think it's going to really turn into a defensive battle. I really do. I don't expect for it to be one of those high scoring games, but that's my concern as far as the matchup. Now, as far as what we do, if we can, heard CJ's presser when he talked about there's certain things that they saw that they need to throw away. That was his words, not mine. Don't do anymore. I don't know what it was he saw that he think we don't need to do anymore. Uh, but the fact that he said it makes me think that they noticed it as a whole.
Hell, everybody can see it.
So what was it you saw that they need to stop doing? Because that was his words. Was we don't need to do that anymore.
Well, see, my thing is my matchup situation is the secondary. I know that their D line is getting pressure with just four guys, but only way you're getting real good pressure is if your secondary and your linebackers are playing good coverage. And with the new system, Kaylee, and the new receivers in the system, this is going to be a real good test to see how good the system has really blossomed over the
Hmm.
last 5 quarters.
Right.
We see it change. Now the secondary is maybe it's not as famous as the D line, but you do have some damn good corners.
Hmm.
Weatherspoon and Woodley, they're
Yeah.
good corners. They're good nickels. So I want to see their timing and the route concepts with these veteran corners who've been in the league for 3 or 4 years versus a rookie and some rookies and a rookie system because it's about time and it's about ball placement. It's about the cushions they give, and we know he's really handsy, but you also want to see can he throw somebody open when you have a good secondary that's gonna play coverage very
But what
very
about
well.
their safeties? Because the biggest thing I always keep hearing CJ talk about when they ask him how folks are playing him, he always talks about the two high safeties and so forth.
Right,
I
but
don't hear folks talk about the Seahawks safeties. So it's like, I can combat your
you
DBs, Because this is where this what week is this for Kirk being back? 3
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
he,
you,
4.
you when your corners are playing very well and they're covering well, your safeties are bonus pieces.
But I'm
They can
saying
be
this,
over
but I'm
top
saying,
neck
but I'm saying
and
as
rock.
far as your slots. What I'm saying is this is what week what technically 4 for Christian Kirk. So that
Right.
I'm thinking hamstring wise because I know the first couple of weeks is like you're trying to make sure you're not tweaking it.
Hmm.
So this is where I would use my short intermediate game more
Right, and that's my point. I
because of
want to see what
DBs.
they can do. I want to see what they can do against a veteran team that's going to plant them very well, and they all can play very well. I want to see what Nick Haley's capable of doing against a defense, a secondary like this, because it's going to be precision. It's going to be not letting the secondary, not letting the safeties get a good jump on your slots and on the open fields, and letting your corners beating your corners. We just need to have to beat the corners for they're not going the safety routes. Because if you can expose the safeties, then you can do something well. But if your corners are pressing well, that means your safeties can eat and they can just roam when they want to because your
Right,
passing game is not as precise as it should be.
right.
And this is a be a true test to see how wonderful these 5 or 6 quarters that we had before the bye and what the 7 days of bye what they worked on to see is have they
Right.
really turned the page on this passing offense? Because everybody's still skeptical. They're skeptical because
I
we
think they
did play
turned the
a
page.
bad Tennessee team, and we did play a very non Baltimore Raven type defense. So
Okay,
I'm
but
not saying they not, but it's a very good telling time to see if they have actually turned the page.
yeah. Well, I guess thing is, I guess I look at it as it's one. I want the win, just as a
Yeah, we want to
fan,
win.
and to keep us close. But hypothetically, if we lose a close game, I'm disappointed as a fan. But yet and still, I will feel much better that the offense has truly turned the page because
Hmm.
it's not that many teams that can go up to Seattle and win because that's not an easy place to play in.
well,
So
I will say this:
if they're being
their last
efficient,
10,
huh?
games, they are 2-8 at home.
I mean,
Right. But
this is
I'm saying,
a
but it's
not
still
a
not a
this is
it's
a
still
must
not an
win for
easy
them.
place to play.
Well, at this point, one I don't want a good win. I don't want a good loss. We need a W
Mm-hmm.
No, I want no. That ain't, I
because
want the
if not, we're
W.
2-4.
Okay, okay. So let me ask this question this way: if I go up there and I lose
I ain't even thinking about
20,
that.
Your season's over.
Yeah.
no, so
We're
I
gonna
don't see
disagree on that
season.
one.
Oh no,
Your season's over. You lose because this is what you're only playing with. Everyone in your division is playing a team that's 4-2. So all of us getting all everybody's getting battle tested. The Colts are playing the Chargers.
uh-huh.
The Rams are playing the Jaguars, and Tennessee's playing the
Well, we ain't talking about
Patriots.
Tennessee. We ain't talking about
And we all and they're playing the Patriots we are fighting for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
right. But I'm saying is, but
So
if you
we
look at
can't
everybody
take a
else,
loss.
So right
We
now,
can we
yeah,
can't take a loss.
I agree because right now you're talking about the top 7 teams. I think all 7 teams. I think they're all like nobody has. That's one. This number 7 team
only
has three
Colts
losses.
only one that's got one loss. Everybody else is two or
Hold
more.
on, let me finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. There's only one team in the top 7 record wise of the NF and the AFC has 3 losses. Everybody else is 2 losses or less. Colts are the only one that has one loss, but every other
You
team,
said we said
all
one losses again. We're gonna fight.
yeah, I know. Every other team has 2 losses. So you're fighting an uphill battle
Mm-hmm.
when you say, okay, it's okay if we lose the game. Now you're saying we gotta be perfect.
The rest of the way.
We have to be
Right.
perfect the rest of the way. Like we can't afford to lose more than 2 games the rest of the
Right.
way.
Okay, but that could be
And
one
then
of your two.
no, 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 no.
There.
You still play the Bills. You still play the Chiefs.
Uh huh.
Like you still play a feisty 49ers team. You still play a freaking Broncos team. Like I
Hmm.
understand these are home. You still play the Colts twice.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying is.
and at the end of the day, you they like you can't have the mindset of, oh, we can lose this game and still make it. No, there is no if, ands, or buts. Like I'm this is me personally, how I would approach the game and how I would approach the rest of the game, every game, the rest of the season. Every game is a must
It's a
win
must
because we
win.
we dug
Mm.
ourselves in a hole in 0-3.
Right.
Right. But I
I'm
guess what
with
I'm
you, Jules. If we lose this game, the door is, if it ain't shut,
It's
it's
creaking
closed. It's closed, but it ain't locked.
because
That-
and I guess I see it the other way because I'm looking at everybody's schedule in the AFC. To
Everybody
me,
but
if
but
you're
schedule
but
for
losing again,
everybody.
if I'm
say
looking,
when the Chargers play the Colts,
uh-huh,
whoever wins, they still have a game above us. If the Colts
right,
win,
but
they're 3 games above us in the division. If the Chargers win, they 2 games above us in the conference.
right, but we haven't.
So
I
we
guess
can't
maybe
afford
I'm
to
looking
lose.
at, but I guess what I'm looking at is Seahawks or NFC. They're not AFC. So
Right.
here's the thing: is we have home games coming after this. I don't want to lose. I'm not saying it's okay to lose. I was talking about in the sense of how the offense looks, is whether or not it is, are they for real or they're not. So that's a real team, a real defense we're playing.
Correct.
So how they look does matter because getting blown out is different than
I'm
I
not.
lost a close game because how did I lose that close game?
So
And I'll
let
go back
me
to the
let me
Bucks.
go back. Let me go back and correct my own mistake. Right now, these are your teams that if the playoffs started today, this will be your playoff teams. The Colts at
Hmm.
1, Chargers at 2 with 4-2, the Steelers at 3 at 4-2, the Patriots
Uh-huh.
at 4 at 4-2, the Bills at 5 at 4-2, the Jaguars at 6 at 4-2, and the
Hmm.
Broncos at 7 at 4-2.
Right.
Right
We're
now, right
nine.
now,
We're
right now,
nine
we're 10. We're 10.
because we haven't played yet.
We're
Yes.
10. Right. So right now, you still have the Bengals who look resurgent when they got a quarterback that can throw the football down the field. You got the Chiefs who are still the Chiefs. They proved that this week against the Lions.
But they're
So
not in the playoffs.
But it's a
Do you believe they're
dogfight.
going to make it?
it's going to be a dogfight because guess what? All of these teams,
I
except the
haven't
Patriots
played
and
yet.
Steelers, Swan,
So
except the Steelers and the Patriots, we play all other 5 teams in the playoffs, and the Colts twice, and Jaguars one more time.
Exactly.
so but
We
And
play
here's
them
my point.
all.
Here's
I guess
hold
what
on.
I'm looking at, maybe my math is off and you can help me. Everyone else other than the Colts um has one loss. And I'm talking about AFC.
Right.
Everybody else has two losses, three, four, whatever the case may be. Other than, and the Colts have been fortunate. You and I had this
I'm not.
conversation offline. They've been quote unquote lucky with their wins because they could easily be a three loss team. I'm looking at who I have left to play, and I'm also looking at other teams. So the same way you say we can't afford to lose, other teams cannot afford to lose. Minus the Colts, if you just stay with their one loss, can't afford to lose. No one is going to go undefeated the rest of the way and not lose a game.
I
So if I'm going to
understand.
lose a game, this is what I'm
I
saying. If I'm going to lose a game,
it ain't going. It don't need to be no. It don't
no,
need to be
no,
So
none.
no,
no. What I'm
here's my
saying is,
point.
maybe if you're not
Hold
hearing
Go
on.
me,
ahead.
okay.
Here's my point, Swan. We have six quarters of this team looking good. That's it. The offense looking
Okay.
good.
Uh-huh.
And if the next game that you have is against a quality defense and you don't look good, how can
And
you
that's
be
my
in
question. That was
how
my statement.
even in a loss, you still don't, you don't make enough plays to win the game.
But if you're
And
still, but what I'm saying is, but that could be the
so me,
defense. But it could be the defense that don't
but
show up, and offense does.
just we saw it last night when Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, when the defense don't show up, this offense that's been holding us back for 2 years have to show up and win a game. And this
And
is a
hold
true
on, not
test.
not just one game.
Yes,
Multiple games.
And this is what you want to see, because we see 6 quarters of great offenses. I'm using great as a real stretch, but very good offense
You can only play who
against
you play on your schedule.
against subpar teams. So when you go against a good team, and if you don't show the same success and make enough plays to win, I don't have no confidence in you.
Okay, that's the difference between playing the Titans and playing the Ravens, who we
I,
know
I'm,
were
I'm,
short staffed. So my thing is, you're playing a true team.
A true
So to
team like
me,
the
it
Rams.
because I'm just going with the odds makers, right? I mean, when
what up,
I
man?
checked 2 or 3
How
days
you
ago,
doing, brother?
it was they had them by 3. So that's really a pick 'em. So, but most folks are picking
I'm
99, 95% of folks, I say 98, are picking the Seahawks to win. So if
Because they gonna
so.
make because they've shown they'll make the necessary play on offense to win the
but
game,
they're
and we have not
home,
shown that.
all right, but they're
I'm gonna
at
say.
home
I'm gonna
and
say
it's not
this.
easy to play there. I guess my thing is we're going to lose another game. We're not going to run the table. So if I'm going to lose,
When that's where we
I
disagree. I don't want to
rather
lose this
lose.
game.
I don't want to
No,
lose it. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not
why?
saying.
So you
I'm.
rather hold on. So you rather lose to the
No.
49ers at home?
I don't want to lose.
I
For me,
don't.
at this point, and this point when we're 2-3, well, what I've
Okay,
only
so
seen
okay,
5 quarters
but I
of
guess
good
I'm trying to
football.
understand this. I'm
I
doing the
don't
math.
want to lose this game. This is just me.
One. I'm
No,
gonna
but
say
I
this.
need to understand this concept here. So I win Monday night. I'm 3-3. So you feel confident.
It's
I
game by
come
game for
into the
me.
49ers game, I lose that and I'm 3-4. So you're still confident?
I'm just right for me right now. I
I'm
can't give
asking.
in. I'm giving a your answer. I can't give you no confidence if
Yeah.
you don't win this game here first. Then
Right.
I can take the next game, because right
So
now
you
what
say,
I've
okay,
And I'm.
so
seen
And
you
I'm.
got
And
the
I'm.
same
what
Hold
record.
on.
I've
Hold
You
on.
got
Hold
the
seen
on.
same
Hold on.
record.
Hold
So
on.
you get
Hold
the
on.
same
Hold on.
record.
what I have seen
Pause.
is when they
Pause.
play good defenses,
We're
the
not running the
offense don't look
table.
good.
That's
Hold on. Pause.
unrealistic.
Pause. Pause.
Why?
Okay.
Hold on. Pause. I'm at the point that I'm not trying to do mathematical gymnastics to try to make the playoffs.
But we're
I'm
gonna
not.
have
No. No.
to.
No. 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 We take it game by game.
That's me.
We are right now. I'm not trying to look at what the schedule gonna look like, and I'm gonna go down each team and look at their schedule and oh they gonna lose this game or they gonna win this game because this season is unpredictable. This season has been unpredictable. Nothing has happened that has everybody predicted. Nobody had the Baltimore Ravens at 1-4,
1-4.
regardless of injuries. Nobody had Kansas City at 500 right now.
Both are
Nobody had
struggling.
them out of the playoffs. Nobody had the freaking Patriots, challenging for a division lead or to win a division. And as valiant as the Colts have been, as good as the Colts have been this year, absolutely nobody predicted them to be 5-1, regardless of who they've been playing. So it's just the point. This season is unpredictable. So you can't sit up here and say, "Oh, I'm gonna predict this and that," and I'm gonna say, "Oh, we can lose this game and we still have a chance because I feel like we can win X, Y, and Z game." If we can't win this game, we can't. I don't see us, and I said it during the preview for the Ravens game. If you can't beat the Baltimore Ravens with as many injuries, as many issues as they have, I don't see the Texans being in favored or I don't have faith in them winning any other game. You have to win this game. That's why it's
But I'm
a
saying, but you're
must-win
putting,
game.
what I'm saying is, you're saying if they lose this game, it's over. If they win this game, you believe. But if you lose the next
I
game, you
believe. I believe to the next week.
Right.
okay. But that's
That's it. That's it.
maybe
That's
I'm
it.
using
I
maybe
look
I need to switch my
when I
work
say
back.
believe, I believe in the team to win the next game. I'm not saying I believe them to make the playoffs because they dug themselves a hole. You're
Hmm.
still trying to dig yourself out of the
Right.
hole. Let's get to 500. Like one said, and again, Emac, he agreed. One, no excuses. Let's get to 500. Can we get to 500, and then we can reset the last 11 games and say, you know what, we 500.
So you okay? So that's a mental game you're playing with yourself because it's really the same thing. Because if you lose Monday night, you are 2-4, And then if you win the following week, you're 3-4. But if you win Monday night, you're 3-3. But if you lose the following week, you're 3-4. The math is still the same math. I'm trying to figure out and help me understand what is the difference in being 3-4.
For
Because
me,
this is what I'm saying.
for me, I'm about to answer. For me, you ain't showing you capable of winning.
Okay, so let's say they
You
lose
you
Monday night.
you
Okay, but they win the following game. They
Swan,
win the
and it's
Broncos. They beat.
but
eh,
Swan, you hold on.
I'm
and it's still gonna
What
be
asking
flip
no, but
flop.
I'm
You
saying,
gonna
but I'm
so
asking. I'm
so
doing the
what you're
math.
showing
Is how
me,
many games are left? How many games
right?
we play?
I'm
So based
Five
based
games.
what you're saying, what you're showing me is you're gonna be an 8-18 or
No,
eight
we
eight
nine
can't be
team.
8-8 because they're
Well, I said
17
8-9.
games.
You're gonna be 8-19
No, no,
because
no, but
you're inconsistent because you're inconsistent on the level of football it takes to dig yourself out of the hole to put yourself on an epsilon to make sure you make the playoffs.
okay. So we
Because if
have
you
three
win one,
home
you lose
games
one, you
after
win it.
this one. But we have. I'm saying this. But
It
but
showed me you're not ready.
but I'm saying this. But you have three home games after this one, and you're playing two. I mean, three. Technically, three of the home games we're going to have are against teams that are considered winning teams or playoff teams at this moment.
right.
So if I lose this one, I'm just saying hypothetically, I lose this one, but I win the next three. Are you not in? His thing is, are you saying you're not going to believe in a team because they didn't win this one game, but they won the next three, or
But
they
see
win this one, but
you still jumping three games
I
ahead
guess my thing is the
to
fact
make
that there's no way to
to
win.
make your point. But you step in three
No,
games, make your point.
because there are
This
11 games left.
what they have shown as what you see on your eyes is what we can predict is when they play good teams, they lose. And if they lose this game, it goes into what their routine is. They lose to good teams. Their offense do not show up or it's not functional against good teams. So I cannot, in good faith, say, okay, we lose this game, but I'm sure they'll turn around against the 49ers, who's
At
another
home,
good team, but
at
who's
home.
decimated on defense, but still
So
figure out how to win.
you
I can't give that faith because what I've seen in the first 6 games.
and this is my thing because I know you're using the on the road thing. I just pointed out that Seattle, their last 10 games, shout out to Ruben who had the stat. Their last 10 games, they're 2-8 at home. They are a bad,
It's
they are
still
a
not an easy place to win.
Swan. I'm not even talking about listen to what I'm saying. They are a bad home team. They do not play well at home.
Not true.
So
No. They
Swan,
no. Okay,
they
then give
won eight
first of all,
games
I
out of
have watched
10.
their games. Give me the scores. Give
They
me the
won
scores of
out
the
of
games.
it
No.
doesn't
Give me the scores of the games.
Swan.
Give me the
Regardless
scores of the
what
games.
they're
Give me the
all
scores
out.
of the games.
There are 8 losses. There
No,
are eight
but how
losses.
are you losing? And
It
who?
doesn't
No, hold up. Are you
doesn't
losing
matter.
close games or are you getting blown out? Because there is a
Swan, it doesn't
difference.
matter. It
It
doesn't
does
matter.
matter because a play. Okay. Oh, we're not gonna sit here and say that Rams game we lost because we're still talking about damn. Had we not fumbled, that's a different conversation. If Toa just does
Great.
basic,
The great
basic
Basic
tackling,
tackle.
we're
Basic
having a
tackle.
different conversation. How you lose does matter.
and guess what, Swan? Guess what our record is?
That's not what I'm saying. Is when you say
2-3.
that record is 2-8.
Look, I'm
How?
gonna say this. The great Herman Edwards has one of the most famous quotes
You
in the
play to win the
We
game.
NFL.
play to win the
You
game. I know
play
what he
to
says.
win
Win to
the
end the game.
game.
Okay, but I'm
That's
being
it.
realistic here. We know the difference between a loss that was
A
a
tough
bad
and
play here and
competitive
there
Swan.
versus a team that was never
Swan.
in it.
I'm telling you this right now. A tough and competitive 7-10 team is still a team that is 7-10. A tough and competitive 14-2 team that won, the Chiefs won them by the skin of their teeth. They were still 14-2. They are winners. If
Right.
you
Hold
losing
up. No,
game,
no, hold up.
if you're losing games, even by luck, by the skin of your teeth, you are a loser.
Right, but
That is
everybody
when you
no,
are.
but I mean, but real football people look at it and say, I know the difference between box score watching and my eye test.
I'm
I'm
telling
saying eye
you,
test, there's a difference
and I'm
between,
telling you
okay,
for
so
me,
for
for
okay,
me,
I'm saying for
a win is a win because if we won all
no,
those
because we said
games,
last year, no, because you complained last year about the wins we had, and because they didn't look like very good wins, we got them, but it was really where the defense played more so, and the offense was just there.
and
So
I'm
it
Okay.
telling
does
you,
matter.
So
So
my question one, the eye test on the losses that we've lost, one on the defense and two on the offense.
right,
That shows that your team is not capable of making the necessary plays to win the ball games. That's the eye test. Because if it's always a fluke play or a missed tackle, I had an argument with somebody this defense is elite. On paper, it looks elite. But the elite defenses don't miss sacks like that. That's a game ending. That's a
that
game
okay,
ending
okay.
sack.
I will argue. Yes, I have seen that because would you say the hold up? But that's the question. Would you say that the Chiefs are elite?
No, when we see my league is different. My league is the 2000 Buccaneers, the 2002 Ravens,
I
the
said
85
team.
Bucks.
I said all right, but I'm saying this: they have won what 3 out of 6 Super Bowls?
that
Are they elite?
Because
I would say
and the offense sometimes find a way to win the ball
No, but
game,
the
and our
defense
offense have
carried
not
them
done
the
it.
last two.
You said earlier that you can't compare us to the Chiefs because we ain't
No,
won
but
yet,
you
and
said
that's the
no. I'm
same
no, but you
thing.
gave an example of teams. So versus us, I'm saying
I
is
said elite.
their defense has carried them their last couple of Super Bowls. But what I'm saying is
I'm gonna say this right
a
now.
a top
I'm gonna say
defense can have a lapse,
A top
and
defense,
I'm
yes,
gonna
not
say
elite.
I'm not elite.
but
I'm gonna say
That's
this
my
I
right now.
definition.
but okay, but I'm saying I don't know about, but I'm saying this.
You said elite,
Tor at that time, that was a bad. I mean, it was
and he
because
does it. He does it too
And
often.
what's
right.
crazy
So then
is
you go
that
back to the
that one play changes the
right. But what I'm
outlook of
saying
the
is
season
the first 3 plays.
completely.
No, but I'm saying is you had a team in a 4th and 10. So your defense was doing something
You
right
know, you know who else?
to put
You
to
know
put
what's
you in a
funny?
4th and 10.
You know
Now,
who else was just in
somebody
a
else,
forfeit something situation like that,
who
and they let him loose, and he scored, and they Baker Mayfield did the same thing. Seattle.
didn't
So
Tampa
So
Bay?
you call on that play, D'Amico Ryans called the perfect blitz combination.
Exactly.
And your
A player.
players and the players messed it up.
No,
Just
one
like
player.
your
No, one
players
player.
fumbled the ball. Just like your fan favorite, the Dare,
Yes,
who never
one. I
fumbles,
know
he
a tough
fumbles.
loss. The thing
Those
is, a
that's what your
ugly
team is.
win or a
You
pretty loss, I get it. I'll take a ugly
we
win
get
over a pretty
into
loss every day. So,
we get into a debate about
well, what I
semantics
guess the
because
debate
at
is
the end
when
of
you
the
say
day,
that they don't
we
win
have not
one
touched on
Sunday
what are
against
the key. Hold
the
on, because at the end of the day, we are Texan fans, so we want the Texans to win the game. So what right now at this point, because we hitting on that time, I need to know what are your keys to the game for the Texans to win the game, not for them to lose the game. What are the keys for the Texans to win the game, Swan? What are your keys?
well, one discipline. To me, from a defensive standpoint, tackling, wrapping up on the defensive side. That is that lapse that happens here and there that cost them, and that is frustrating. Don't get me wrong. And that goes, like I said, it goes back to that Bucks game. You did everything right, and then you had that mental lapse with one player. It was because everybody else did everything they were supposed to, and it puts you in that position. I don't want to be in that position. Uh, from an offensive standpoint, CJ, if you can continue to get the ball out like you did in that Ravens game, uh, it's a W. Kaylee, I want to continue to see you call plays the way that you did, understanding your personnel, getting the plays in fast. CJ have enough time to look at pre-snap and then making post-snap. Uh, Dalton Schultz, continue to play like you've been playing these last two games. Run game. I want to continue to see our guys run the way they've been running. I mean, it's the whole operation that like you say, from the fourth quarter of the Titans game that you rolled into the Ravens game. But I understand that is not the same team that you're playing, but that is my expectation. But I'm
Mhm.
not writing them off if they lose the game. I'm not saying the season is over with. That was my whole debate that took what about 30 minutes. Was that
Right, but that's why we have two different point of views. Me, if they lose this game, it's a lot for me. I don't see them coming back from it.
That's okay.
It's okay. So my point of the game is, from what I've seen this season and what I've heard, and I've told this last month on this podcast, I've said a new OC, a new rookie OC, a new system, it takes time to work. So whatever they do is fine. What I want them to do and what the point do is figure out a way to win the game. Point blank. I don't care if the defense got to do a shutout. I don't care if the offense got to put 85 points on the board because they put 84 points on. I don't care. I need this team to figure out how to win a ball game when the competition is equal or better than you are. You had a whole week off to like someone said to find out your holes, the flaws, to work on this, to work on them. I don't care about Christian Harris catching 18 bass. I don't care about when Galveston. I don't. I need you to figure out how to turn this game out because you have themselves a hole. You didn't make enough plays to be at 500 or 4-2 or whatever it is. You put yourself at 0-3, and now every game matters. Every game is a win situation because a loss puts you right back with the hard work that you put in to get ahead or even to ahead. So my keys is for the rest of the season, win the game by any means necessary.
Yeah, I mean the key for me, like I said, and I'm gonna do a little further breakdown. Be productive on the offensive line. I'm a trench. Everybody knows I'm trenches, so it always for me every key of the game is always the trenches. Dominate defensive line wise with a weaker Seattle Seahawks offensive line, especially in the interior. We talk about Seattle doing a lot of simulated rushes and simulated pressures and having a lot of stunts and, you know, being very, very creative on their defensive line. We need to be creative and we need to be running a lot of stunts. I want to see Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter coming around that bend and coming around instead of coming around the tackles. I need them to come around to the middle of that line where they technically have one of the worst centers in one of the worst interior in the whole NFL. So take advantage of that. Get to Sam Darnold, put him in the ground, make him turn the football over. That's how you dominate and win the game. We got to get turnovers this game from Seattle. We need as many possessions as we possibly can have on the offensive end to score points and be productive. Offensive line, I'll go back to the offensive line. We have to run the football.
I
We
agree.
have to be productive in the run game. Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, we need at least 120, 130 yards combined from both of them to have a productive run game so that CJ Stroud can hit those quick hitters, can be able to hit Nico Collins, can be able to hit Christian Kirk, Xavier Hutchinson, doggone, what's the rookie name? Jaden
Higgins,
Higgins,
yeah.
Jalen Noel, hitting Dalton Schultz. We need the run game for those plays to be effective and not for Seattle to give those simulated pressures and for them to be 10 off on CJ where he has to drop back every play and whatever. And I know Killer Cal, friend of the pod, Texas on 3 podcast, talking about Nico Collins need 20 some 30 targets a game. As much as I love Nico Collins, he ain't Jamar Chase. And I'm telling you this right now. We have averaged maybe 25 to 27 passes a game. If I'm throwing Nico Collins the ball 23 times, that means Jaden Higgins ain't getting the ball. That means Jalen Noel ain't getting the ball. That means Dalton Schultz ain't getting the ball. That means Woody Marks ain't getting the ball out the backfield. All of those things come out of play because we're not a high
Volume.
volume passing team at this moment. Um, and we don't run the ball well enough to be a high volume passing team. Um, so that's just my little shot at Killer Cal. He'll get
I
it.
mean, we ain't thrown the ball well enough to be a consistent ball
No,
down the field. We ain't showed it. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the CJ and Nick not gelling way, or did he? Like I said, I think the whole talk about was he finally understood what Nick Haley was trying to teach him
yeah,
to be a quarterback. So we haven't seen it. So that's what we want to see to this on Monday and the rest of
yeah,
the way. The offense jail to
yeah.
be a productive offense.
Absolutely. I think Septimo put in there. He said the screen game is going to be important. I agree because Seattle's linebackers are doo doo. So if you get out in the open area, Woody Marks can take advantage of this, and we need to see wide receiver screens too. Get Jalen Nola ball in the wide receiver screen. Hell, get doggone Higgins in the wide receiver screen. You do it for Nico. Do these different things to put the ball in the player's hands so that they can be effective. Um, those are my keys to the game. My another key is Frank Ross got up there and he made his little quote saying, "All I want is to, my family and us and the Texans to be 3-3." Hey, all I need is for Kaim Fairbairn to make his field goals and the special teams to be productive and not give up a big play in special teams. That's what I need.
I think Woody Marks have a big game on Monday.
I think so. I think so as well. I think so as well. Um, and with that being said, we can go to score predictions, and then if we got a few seconds and make it real quick, we can do around the league. But I'll start with you, Swan. What is your score prediction for this game? You that's one? All right,
I go.
Julie.
I
Yeah,
go.
go ahead.
I got the Texans winning 28-23.
Got them winning 28-23. I'm close with you. I got the Texans winning 27-23. Um, in a good battle. Won't be a close game. Swan, there she go. She says she got the Texans winning 23-20. I think Mike may have cut out. Yeah, exactly one. I agree. That's why I said what I said about the special teams. And then one said he has the Texans 24-13. And I'll go through the list of games. What week is this? Week 7?
Week 7. So we already talked about the AFC South games already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can tell you, right now we went through it. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh in the Unk Bowl last night. So that was a good game. But like we said, I got Jacksonville losing to the Rams in London.
Me too. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we you.
Okay.
Um then you got New Orleans and Chicago.
And
I
I
got
got the Colts losing to the Rams.
mm-hmm. You mean
They are 0
you mean the
and
Colts losing to the
8.
Chargers?
Chargers. I'm sorry, they're 0 and 8 in I mean they're 0 and 8 against them.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that streak continues
Mm-hmm.
and we
Let's
can
hope so.
gain.
So Chicago and New Orleans, who y'all got?
Chicago.
I got Chicago as well. The Toilet Bowl, Miami and Cleveland. Who y'all got?
Cleveland, that
Um,
defense. Only reason I'm doing it is because defense, and I
Who
feel
Cleveland?
like
Who?
what's his name is on the hot
Cleveland and
seat.
Miami. Miami
Where they playing at?
in Cleveland.
Yeah,
That's what I
Cleveland.
said, Cleveland.
Cleveland. So Vegas and Kansas City.
KC
Oh,
close, but
KC.
KC.
Yeah,
Okay. Tennessee and New England. I think we all say New England.
New
Oh
England.
yes, payback.
Then you got Philadelphia and Minnesota.
They're in Minnesota, so I'm going with
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I go Philly.
Yeah, I think Philly will pull it out. Carolina and Jets.
They're playing at the Jets,
Panthers.
right?
Yeah.
Panthers.
I don't trust that feel, but I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Jets can't trust it either. They ain't won a game yet.
I know, but I'm just saying that that
Yeah.
field takes folks out. They took us out,
Um,
so I'm just saying.
Mm.
As long as it ain't Bryce Young, they be all right.
Yeah.
Weeks what is that? New York Giants and Broncos.
Oh,
Got the Broncos.
I'm gonna go with Broncos. I really want the Giants to do it, but they got you know that's
I think I
the
think the
Marius
Giants.
Thomas dedication. So
Yeah.
folks get hyped up for that. So
I think the Giants pull that off. think Jackson Dart.
They talked a lot of noise to each other though. The
No, right now they're
linebackers
having a serious beef right now for the
yeah,
last
beef.
few days. I
Yeah.
think the
Where have I
them
been?
Broncos, huh?
Yeah,
Where have I been?
it's been bad
Yes, it's gotten
because
really ugly. They talking about taking out ACLs.
the Broncos defense say, man, we've seen
Yeah,
players
John
that run
Cooper say
around.
There you go.
ACL. I'm
Yeah,
like, when you got
Yeah.
players getting in it, and like I
yeah.
said, that's the dedication game for Demaryius Thomas.
One retarded.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this. So, we got the next game. I ain't been privy to it, so I've been out of source, but I still think the Giants. I think they've been playing very well offensively. I think that they'll make some moves on Denver. Denver's offense has been trash cans.
Struggling.
So yeah, I believe New York will pull that out. Green Bay and Arizona, that'll be
Green
a good
Bay,
one.
Green Bay,
Green Bay, and then you got Dallas and Washington,
Washington,
Dallas.
and they in Dallas. So I may pull Dallas out of that.
I got Dallas.
You got Atlanta and San Francisco. That's a good one.
49ers.
Atlanta.
I got Atlanta too. It's Sunday night football. Then the first Monday night game, you got Tampa Bay and Detroit.
They're in Detroit, and it's payback time for Baker. I'm gonna give the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I want to, I'm gonna agree with Swan. I got the Bucks.
Yeah, I got the Bucks as well. We've already given our thoughts on the Texan game, but something happened this week. That really got me down. And if anybody knows what I've been going through and hearing how this person, left the world, dealing with a similar issue, I want to play this little instrumental. Going out.
I can get naked.
No. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But Swan, you know this song.
Oh, where's D'Angelo?
Yeah, shout out, rest in peace, D'Angelo. Who passed away from pancreatic cancer. So y'all be sure to send y'all blessed.
Get tested.
Yeah, get tested. Do what you need to
Get
do.
tested.
So y'all be sure to enjoy this weekend. Enjoy this good old Houston Texans victory on Monday. And because Houston Texans play on Monday night, all 22 on playback will be on Wednesday night. So y'all be prepared. And hey, look, the game won't end until Tuesday, so we know doggone well we can't have it on Tuesday night. So I need y'all to go ahead and September rest in peace.
Like
Brown Sugar Man, D'Angelo.
you should have played naked though. You should have played the naked one.
Nah,
I took my clothes off. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been
No, Brown Sugar is a perfect one.
Brown Sugar is the vibe. It does everything. It was better than shit damn motherfucker.
And I got abs too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that.
Though. I didn't hit them, but I got abs too.
Yeah, they call it
You
the
know,
fab.
but you know what's eerie about
Fab
this,
five.
fellas? But you know what's eerie about it is we lost.
His ex-wife, didn't it?
Baby mama.
Yeah. So prayers to their son because he's lost both his parents in less than a 6-month period.
Yeah. I mean, let's I don't want to bring up bad times, but we got to pray for Chance Royal as well.
Yeah.
Chance lost his grandfather and his father in a few months span as well. So we know personally, how that is. So prayers up to D'Angelo and Angie Stone's son, and prayers up to the families. And again, man, we will see y'all on the next episode. This is your boy AD. Shout out Jules, my co-host. Shout out Auntie Swan, my other co-host. We'll see y'all when we see y'all, man. Peace.
Peace. Swarm.